I was thinking about emotion this morning, and I wanted to kind of wonder together about emotion. On last week's prayer podcast, if you were here, I had an emotional breakdown on the call. I ended up not publishing that um, episode, and I was thanked by some of you for my vulnerability. I thought, what is vulnerability? In the strict metaphysical sense, as I was trained, emotions are a product of thought. And the most basic metaphysical teaching is if you think positively, think the better feeling thought, you're going to have the better feeling emotions. And that does seem to be the case. But I would say to some degree. And then there's another, there are so many different thoughts about this. I'm just going to share another one, which is every emotion has its right to live. Like our emotions are like lost children. And that if we didn't interpret the emotion and just allowed it, emotions would be as Rumi describes, this life is a guest house, each morning a new arrival, a sadness, a meanness, a malice, you know, and you let them in and you let them sweep you out and sweep you clean for greater blessings to flow. So I I just wonder if there aren't perhaps stages and phases to our spiritual awakening. And perhaps it was quite empowering at one point to feel, oh, I have some agency in this life. I have some uh, power. You know, I can think this day is a gift. And I start to notice gifts and I feel better. That's a better thought than, oh, this day is a burden. Oh, I have to go to work today. Or, oh, I have to talk to that person I don't want to talk to, or whatever it is. Oh, that makes me feel worse. Like that is an awesome discovery. But I think perhaps it's not the final word. And perhaps as we grow and evolve spiritually, there's a deeper respect for emotion, not just as a byproduct of thought. I think and I know I'm saying I think, but it seems like it's far more mysterious than the intellectual, conceptual thinking allows. So I think what happened to me last week was I had to emote and feel, and these tears that streamed down my face just shot out of my eyes. It was necessary, and I feel somewhat cleaned out this week. Uh, in kind of a phenomenal way. So, again, I'm just talking about two spiritual perspectives related to emotions. There's obviously, psychiatric perspectives, psychological perspectives, there's, hormonal perspectives. There's a lot of different perspectives, but I just wanted to bring uh, forward what I'm bringing forward about emotion. And what I like about emotions being like lost children that we need to just simply love without prejudice is it frees us up from resistance. Many of us have thoughts about certain emotions that would make us, well, I don't want to be sad like my aunt who never smiled, or I don't want to be angry like my father was in a rage all the time. And often we think of emotions in relationship to examples we saw as children or an interface we had with a particular emotion. But just to truly love your emotion as a fully unique experience, there's no one sadness, there's no one anger, meaning one experience of it. It's fully your own to allow and let and love. And it frees us up of control. I think drawn to metaphysics as I was, and learning as I discovered more and more about myself that I feel safer, apparently in control, that can become very repressive. And we know repressed emotions are not healthy for us. So to emancipate emotion, to let emotion without making meaning. Oh, I'm sad today, so that means this. Oh, I'm happy today, so that means this. I'm angry today, so that means this. Just allow and let. There's a beautiful book written by Pema Chodron. It's called Living Beautifully with Uncertainty and Change. She actually talks a little neuroscience in there. And according to what she understands about neuroscience, Pema Chodron, being a quite such a beautiful Buddhist nun, she says if we did not interpret emotion, that most emotions in terms of time last no more than 90 seconds. Isn't that stunning? Could that be true? We could perhaps test that out